Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie. If you are new here, I do all kinds of vlogs, motherhood vlogs, but I also talk about our budget twice a month. We live with debt. We currently have debt. We've been working on beefing up our savings. That's kind of been the plan around here for the last little bit. But if you're interested in seeing, today I'm going to show you my January budget recap. So I'm going to show you what we actually spent in January. Gonna show you that we already did not meet our goal that we just set at the beginning of January, but that's okay. And I'm gonna talk through it. I'm also gonna do a little disclaimer. I know that probably none of you care, but I have not brushed my hair since Sunday. It has been a week. Monday and Tuesday, Ben was really sick. Tuesday was my birthday, so we didn't do anything because he was really sick. Wednesday, yesterday, I started getting sick, and today I don't really know what my body's doing. The option was either film looking crazy, like with my hair crazy and my no makeup and whatever, or not film. So I figured that you guys, especially those of you that love these budgeting videos, really don't care what I look like. Normally I do put a little bit more work into how I look for my sit down videos, but I just can't. Like, there's stuff behind me. It is what it is. So let's jump into my January budget and I'll show you what we actually ended up spending. Okay, here we go. So here's January. As always, I have our exact income taken out, but I do have here that I basically made less than anticipated. I did change my budgeted amount just from, if you watched the January budget with me, it's just a different amount. I got less invoices paid out in January than I was anticipating, so my check was lower, which is why we didn't have as much room to meet our goals at the end of the month, which is totally fine. That's what happens with my job sometimes. I did get a little bit of an affiliate payment from Amazon from over like the Black Friday time. It was like $15, I think. So thank you to any of you that shopped with my links because I made a little bit of money. So I got that paid out. Ben's income was about $8 more than we were anticipating. Monthly rollover, I did roll over $148 from December. And then I had to pull in some savings to pay for something from my business because I currently don't have my business separated from our regular budget. I need to finish my expense report to do my taxes. Like, I needed to do that this week, but things have been crazy. So I'm not sure yet. I might re-pull everything out and like get another account and stuff, but I'm just not there yet. So I'm a freelancer if you are like, what are you talking about? So we had $10,252 come in, which is a great income, but as you'll see, we have high expenses. So starting with high expense, number one, rent. I will say in February, I need to pay my rent today. We are getting like $350 off of our rent because we didn't have water for a week. But I will say my landlord had to pay $25,000 to fix the pipes that were busted, which wasn't our fault. They said that this has probably been an issue for like years building up, and it just unfortunately affected us. If you've watched my vlogs, you already heard me complain about that, but it's all fixed now and we will have a little bit off of our February rent, which is helpful. We had a little bit more in TV subscriptions because Ben bought Peacock in order to watch a football game, and we were a little bit over on apps too because his HostGator for his website renewed and he didn't remember to tell me, which is totally fine. He did not use his $50 of football money though, because he actually won money when he does like fantasy football, so he didn't need the money from our account, so that's great. I spent a little bit more on my gym membership. That's gym membership, Pilates, and then I did a like diastasis recti program, and the rest is normal. Moving on to my expenses, everything is fairly normal. This one is high, and that's only because I paid for $9.97 of that is for a program that I joined, an online community program, like coaching program that I will write off on my business. It's high, but I took the money from my savings, business savings, not our personal savings. That didn't actually come out of our budget. That came out of this that I moved over, if that makes sense. So moving on, our debt was the same this month. We didn't pay any more or any less on anything. Moving on to the area where stuff gets a little seedy, I'll explain why. So we're about $250 over on groceries. That's because I've been getting Green Chef and Modify Health boxes I'm gonna continue doing that in February, but I'm gonna see if I can like chill out on what I'm buying from groceries then too. I feel like we've just been buying groceries and then not necessarily using all of them, and because they're from Whole Foods, they're super expensive. I have been trying to go to Trader Joe's a little bit more though, and I might not do Green Chef or Modify Health like every week, but it is helpful for me. In fact, my box came as I started filming, so it's sitting outside right now. We spent $249 at Costco, which has seemed to be kind of where we're starting to lay out again, because I haven't been buying like clothes or anything from there. So just the stuff that we need for the month, like our bulk stuff, most of it's for Ben. I just went to Costco today. That's why I know it's about the same. Restaurants and takeout. So we went $189 over budget. To be honest, I'm surprised it wasn't more, because we didn't have water for a week, and with that it was really hard to cook because we couldn't use our dishwasher, couldn't use laundry either, couldn't use our downstairs bathroom. Those things don't matter about grocery, about like eating, but it did affect the kitchen in general, and we weren't supposed to really be using any water. If we needed to use a little bit of water, which we ended up having to do because we had to clean some dishes, or like Ivy's dishes, so we ordered out a lot more in the last week of the month because of that. So I will say we were already kind of at the height of our budget before that happened. So we wouldn't have spent so much eating out earlier in the month. It wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But in the end, it's not that big of a deal. It is $189 over budget. That's $200 almost. That is a big deal, but I understand why it happened. Medication and supplements, we're about $150, $143 over budget. Plus we're gonna have a big kahuna of stuff this month. Whenever Ben gets sick for understandable reasons, he like wants to go on the supplement train again. So he got sick, and now I feel like he wants to like beef up his immune health, which totally makes sense. So he wants to put in a supplement order. My Armor, which is my thyroid medication, I changed. My other thyroid medication was $5. This one is $60. So it's a little bit more expensive than normal. Plus we got our seed. I got SIBO supplements, which I need to finish out, some magnesium and stuff for Ivy, and then I got a protein powder. Moving on, we were under budget on household, but not really, because I don't think I paid my Target bill. I should have done that before this, but that's okay. Under budget, but that payment will go on our household budget for February. Does that make sense? I use my Target credit card, so if I don't like pay it off, then it doesn't show up in here. We only spent $100 on beauty. I got my nails done and Ben got his hair cut. I actually might take a break from getting my nails done, which sucks. I love getting my nails done, but they keep breaking. Like my nails are just like super thin. I think I need to start taking like a prenatal again, not because I want to get pregnant right now, but because I just need some more vitamins. Like my hair and my nails and my skin just need a little bit of help. So I might just start taking a prenatal, because a prenatal is good for you anyway if you do plan to get pregnant in like the next year or so. So that is hopefully the plan, but it's definitely not what we're doing right now. Not anytime soon, maybe at the end of the year. Personal spending, we spent $33, and that was just on a couple of books and games. So that was under budget. We were way over budget on doctors, and that is because Ben hadn't been paying his somatic therapy that he had been going to, which was $40 a session. It's not his fault. She wasn't charging him, and she like just wasn't doing it. So he had like a $550 bill. She split it up, so we're paying half in January and half in February, but I hadn't budgeted for that because I didn't know that it existed. That is why that one is so much. $280 of that. The rest of it was budgeted for, pretty much. We're also calming down on therapy. We're only gonna do couples therapy once a month. I'm still unsure if I'm gonna keep going with group therapy or not. I'm doing therapy like 3 or 4 times a month, and then acupuncture once or twice a month. Utilities, we were just shy of our budget for utilities. Car, we only got gas one time, and then Cora and Finn, we were under budget. It was just food that we had to pay for this month. And then one of the things that wasn't budgeted for that I wasn't expecting this month was our blender broke at the beginning of the month. So we spent almost $200 on a new one, but we do use a blender almost every day. To be honest, $200 on something that we use every day, not terrible. There's a loud truck going by. So we spent $3,779.64, which was almost $500 over budget, $479, which is a lot. We were over budget on this section, and it's even more over budget because Ben bought me another gift, which was very nice of him, but it's on his credit card, which also hasn't been paid off yet. So that's why I hate using credit cards sometimes, because now it's gonna be in our February budget, even though I didn't budget for it in February, you know? I also didn't know he was buying me another gift. Like, I bought the Nespresso for myself for my birthday because I wanted that for Christmas. Didn't get it, so I just bought it for myself when I found it on sale. But he bought me a towel warmer, which I had also wanted. That was an additional price that I didn't budget for. And then there was a $150 charge from an astrology session that I had last month that also should have been paid in December's budget, but wasn't. So that was another $150 that I hadn't had budgeted. And then I bought myself lunch via Uber Eats, which is why it was so expensive, because Ben couldn't go anywhere because he was sick. Didn't put anything into savings, which I'll tell you about right here. I did put a little bit into my business taxes, savings. Our goal every month is to at least put $300 into savings. I talked about that in our goal video, and we didn't do that. But I'm gonna tell you why. So I have almost $300 left over, but I'm pushing that to our February budget because, and I might have to do it again at the end of February, honestly, I'm not sure, but something that tends to happen, depending on when my invoices come through, Ben gets paid at the beginning of the month and then he gets paid on the 15th. And our rent is so freaking high that it wipes out almost his entire check. So if I don't get invoices paid within those 2 weeks, we have like a very small amount of money to live on, and that's groceries, Costco, other things that come through, like credit card bills that we have that didn't get paid at the end of the month. So what we want to do is have, like, I don't know, $500, $300 to $500 that just sits in the account, because what normally happens is on like the 10th, I have to move $1,000 over from our savings, and then when he gets paid or I get paid, I move $1,000 back, which is fine. But it's just annoying. Like, I don't want to have to do the back and forth. It looks like we're not saving any money this month, which we're technically not. I will say though, I just looked, we have about $50 added into our Ally savings account because they gave us a bonus. Not sure what that is. Plus we made like $50 in just interest. So if you don't have a high yield interest savings account, sign up for Ally. I have a link down below, or just sign up for Ally on your own. It's free. We don't pay any fees, and we use their checking account and their savings account, and their savings account sometimes gets like 5% interest on whatever's in your savings. So that's just like little bits of money that you're making, like $20 here, $15 here, $5 there, and it's like, it's amazing for it to just be sitting there making money, you know? But so that is what our January budget looks like right now. It's a little sad that we didn't put anything into savings besides the $50, and that kind of sucks. It does suck that it's the first month of the year and we already didn't meet our goal. But we have some stuff coming up in March. Ben gets one of his cash grants. We have taxes coming through, so hopefully that won't affect our actual savings in a negative way. Maybe it'll affect it in a positive way. He might possibly get a bonus or a raise. We have no idea. Won't find out until March. Unsure about like company stability. They had to do like big layoffs at the beginning of 2023, so I don't know that there will be bonuses because that's based on how the company did in the last year. So I'm not really sure if he will get one or not. We're not depending on it, but if he does get it, we can put that into savings, which would be great. So we'll see what happens in like March, April. But that's kind of how our budget went this month. I hope you guys enjoy seeing what happened, why we didn't meet our goal, why we're not that worried about it, and where we spend all our money. Because honestly, I remember years ago thinking about making a $10,000 a month, and I was like, oh my God, that would be amazing. And now I'm like, it is amazing, but I'm like, where the heck is it going? You know? But now I see where it's going. So anyway, thank you so much for listening to me babble. My camera's going in and out of focus for some reason. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you in the next video.